Good morning! Today we're going to look at some different ways that you can bond with your bearded dragon. Hand feeding is a great way to get your dragon to associate your hand with something positive. If the only time your dragon ever sees your hand is when you go to pick it up, it can be kind of frightening because our hand picking them up, it would be similar to how a predator or a bird would pick them up. You know, it's kind of like a big claw just reaching down from the sky grabbing them. So it's good to get them associating your hand with something a little more enjoyable for them. Hand feeding them helps reassure them that just because you're coming to their cage or just because your hand is reaching in doesn't mean that they're going to be disturbed. It doesn't mean that they're going to get picked up and moved to a new environment. It could just mean that they're going to get some delicious little treats. You can hand feed them using their standard salads that you would be feeding them every day. You can also use treat worms if they won't take salads from your hand, or whatever staple insects you're feeding them. For baby bearded dragons, it's really great to feed them their staple insects because most babies will go for insects over greens. It's a good way to start bonding with your new baby bearded dragon. And for adults, since adult bearded dragons, you only want to feed them insects about every 2 to 3 days, it's better to hand feed them with their salads, or occasionally you can use treat worms, things like hornworms, that'll really attract their attention if you have a hard time getting them to eat salads from your hand. Do be warned though, if you start hand feeding your bearded dragon, dragons are exceptionally lazy and really appreciate food being brought right to their face. So if you're going to start hand feeding, you'll most likely end up continuing having to hand feed them. Our bearded dragon will eat salad out of his bowl just fine, but he will absolutely not chase his insects. I have to bring each one up to him individually so he can enjoy them. Another great thing to do with your dragon is to just relax, watch some TV, a movie, hang out with your family, read a book, play a board game. They tend to be really responsive to televisions. They see the flashing colors and they hear all the distracting noises, and it's just something that's really different from their natural environment, and so it interests them. And because they are so docile, they definitely make great reading partners or study buddies. If you're in school and you have to study, they can help keep you company and make all of that a little more enjoyable for you. These are great activities because they entertain both you and your dragon, and it's not something you have to go out of your way to do. It's something you just enjoy doing by yourself, so might as well just kind of invite your dragon along. Sitting on the couch or the floor also provides a safe place for your dragon to wander around and kind of explore, and you don't have to worry too much about them jumping off of anything, but always do make sure to keep an eye on them just because you definitely don't want them jumping off the back of the couch or the back of a chair. These activities are great for independent dragons or dragons that are kind of skittish because they're not being restrained in any way. They have that freedom to kind of move at their own pace. Some dragons will walk around and explore, and some will just cuddle up to you and just lay there for a few hours. If you have a rescue dragon, a new baby, or any sort of skittish dragon, I recommend trying out any of these activities, but allow the dragon to remain in its enclosure. Again, do the same things like read or grab your iPad, watch some television, do your homework, write in a journal, do any sort of quiet activity that you can in front of them just to get them used to your presence, so that way they can see that whenever you walk by, it's not like this big, scary, intrusive thing. You have to let them know that, hey, you know, I'm going to come by and I'm just going to sit here for a few hours, or I'm just going to sit here for a few minutes and it's going to be fine and you're okay. The last thing you can try doing is called the beardy burrito. And the beardy burrito is when you take your dragon and you just wrap them up in something nice and soft, whether it's a t-shirt, some scrap fabric, a towel, a blanket, and yeah, you just make a little burrito out of your bearded dragon. This method is great for taking your dragon out in the evening. You want to give them a nice, soft, dark place for them to kind of curl up into. It's also great for helping kind of soothe and calm skittish dragons. However you end up wrapping them up, you just want to make sure it's loose enough so they can easily walk out of it. This is absolutely not meant to restrain or confine them. It's just meant to provide a nice, warm, cozy thing. And for some reason, dragons just really seem to love soft blankets. Our dragon actually fell asleep when I wrapped him up in one time, and I had him set on a chair in our bedroom, and I just let him stay there overnight. He slept through the whole night in the chair in his little beardy burrito, and then I put him back in his enclosure in the morning when he was still sleeping. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and found some useful information in it. The most important thing to always remember though is every animal and every dragon is going to be different from each other. They all have unique personalities, which means they have different needs. Don't try to make them be something that they aren't. Always work with the animal that you have, be patient, have courage, and be kind. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!